Hey guys, Dave here from Easy Country Cooking and Cook and Share. You know, I was on the interweb the other day and I saw a sandwich. It was a chicken salad sandwich and they put pesto on it. And I thought, what about putting pesto in chicken salad? So I decided to make an overloaded chicken salad with some pesto, freshly made pesto, and it was absolutely delicious. So I just had to share it with you. So let me show you how to make it. Okay guys, the first thing we're going to do is fire up the old stove, and then we're going to add about 3 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Well, not about, we're going to add 3 to a pot of water. And we're going to let this chicken boil away for about 15 minutes, just to the point where it's done and you might have to remove some of that scum or fat off the top. While our chicken is boiling up, we might as well go ahead and do up our pasta too. So I'm going to add 2 cups of macaroni noodles with some salted boiling water. And we'll just boil this until it's al dente. So this can take, 10 minutes or so. While the chicken is boiling, this video has been brought to you by the good folks over at Magiccos. And today we're using the FP408 food processor, one of my all-time favorites. Because today, guys, we're going to be making our own pesto. Yes, you can go and buy this in the store and it's relatively cheap, but I got some basil fresh from the garden, so we're going to make our own. So the first thing we're going to do, guys, is put in half a cup of walnuts. Now, here's the thing. I'm using walnuts, but you should use pine nuts. A lot of people use pine nuts, but you know what they were? $7.99 for a little wee bag. So I thought, nah, never mind with that. I'll spend $2.99 or $3 on some walnuts, just as good. Next up, in with a couple of garlic cloves. Grab up a lemon, and we're going to give it the old roly-poly, just loosen everything up. Then slice it in half. Grab up that 1/2. And we'll squeeze in, I'd say about a tablespoon or so. Nothing better than fresh lemon juice. About half a teaspoon of salt, not too much. And some ground black pepper, about the same amount as the salt. Slip the lid on the Magiccos. And we're going to pulse this up on the speed of 2 for about, just a few seconds. And we don't have to pulse this a whole lot finer, guys, because we're going in with some basil and then some olive oil too. Next up, we're going in with a couple of cups of basil, fresh basil from the garden. And once again, guys, we're going to turn the food processor to about 3 and process this basil up. Alrighty, I'm going to prepare about half a cup of olive oil, depending on, how creamy you want your basil, but half a cup is good for me. What I'm going to do, guys, is add this little bit by little bit as we process it up. And last but not least, we're going in with about 1/4 cup of Parmesan. And this should be just about perfect. And of course, guys, we'll process this up. Transfer this into a bowl. And just look at this, guys. Doesn't this look incredible? And there you have it, guys. Our incredibly delicious homemade pesto. Didn't take very long at all. And it's so easy in the Magiccos food processor. I mean, without a food processor, I don't know what I would do. It's a well worthwhile investment, really. I'll put all the information in the description section below. You can check it out and see what you think. Alrighty then, guys, it is time to shred up our chicken. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add these to my mixing bowl, and we're going to shred this with the mixer, believe it or not. Now, this might seem kind of strange. I'm using the good old KitchenAid, but it does a really, really good job. You can take 2 forks and do it by hand too, but this works really slick and easy. Alrighty then, let's fire up the old mixer. And just look how that shreds it up, guys. Ever so slick. Okay, time to make our chicken salad. So I'm going to add that chicken to a mixing bowl. And man, did that mixer ever do a good job of shredding up that chicken. Then I'm going to throw in a small red onion. You can use whatever onion you like. Now, this might sound really weird, guys, but it is so good. And this is totally optional. But I'm going to throw in half a cup of raisins. Regular old raisins, 3 tablespoons of plain old sweet relish, some of that basil pesto. Now I'm going to start with about half of this, and then I can add more later depending on how pesto-y we want this. But I'm going to put the rest in a jar in the fridge. Now guys, you might be saying to yourself, I don't like the idea of basil pesto. Well, you don't have to add it. I mean, everything is optional in here, the raisins and all that. But believe me, this is going to be so good. If you don't want to add it, it's a good chicken salad recipe anyway. Oops. Now, my friends, we are going to go in with those elbow noodles. That's partly what makes the chicken salad. Now, believe it or not, guys, I am going to cube up a few apples. Yes, apples. You might be saying you're crazy, Dave. Apples and chicken salad? Oh, but it is so good, believe me. Yeah, go ahead and throw those apples in. Now, I'm starting with 1 apple, but you can add more if you like. But let's do 1 for now. Season things up with a bit of salt, teaspoon or two, entirely up to you. And of course, some ground black pepper, one of my all-time favorites. Maybe a couple of teaspoons. You know what? I gotta get me a new pepper grinder, guys. This one isn't functioning all that great. And once again, I want to say thanks for all the super chats. That really helps out. Maybe that'll buy me a new pepper grinder. Maybe we can find a sponsor for one. Not begging. And of course, some garlic powder. Just gotta have the old garlic powder. Not very much. Maybe, I don't know, half a teaspoon to a teaspoon, depending on how garlicky you want it. And of course, one of the stars of the show is some mayo. And maybe half a cup, but it really depends on you and how creamy you want your chicken salad. So we'll start with half a cup or so and then go from there. And I shall grab up a couple of spoons and we shall mix all of this together, guys. And I can tell right now I'm probably going to need a little more mayo because I got quite a bit of chicken salad here. Now I'm going to grab a spoonful here, guys, and give it a taste and see what I think. This is really, really good. Love that pesto. But I think it needs a little bit more mayo, so to make it a little bit more creamier, so I'm going to just add a little bit more in. Maybe a few teaspoons, 2 or 3, something like that. Okay, guys, time to plate this up with some fresh lettuce from the garden. Oh, talk about a loaded salad. And there you have it, guys, our overloaded basil chicken salad. Absolutely delicious, relatively easy to make, and you are going to love it. Let's have a picnic. All right, my friends, let's dig in here and grab some of this up. Of course, I have to make sure I got some apple on there and everything else. But just look at this. Doesn't this look incredible? Especially with those fresh greens from the garden. Wow. All right, time to give her a taste. This is absolutely spectacular, guys. And you know, don't let anybody ever tell you, never put pesto in chicken salad. It's absolutely delicious. You simply have to try it. Love the apples. I went ahead and added an extra apple to it. It is so good. And if you're going to make it, leave us a comment. Let us know because I love to read your comments. And most of all, give us a like because it does help the channel out, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe. And of course, I'm going to dig in and have some more of this wonderful, delicious cell. So good.